The first, as I said before, Aristide was elected in 1990. These were the first free elections in Haiti at the time. He ran with a social justice platform, eventually establishing the Lavalas Party. The United States supported a coup of Aristide in 1991. The United States occupied Haiti from 1991 to 1994. Again, to try to stabilize the country politically, although what the United States did not point out were all of the efforts that were made during Aristide's government to destabilize the Cuban political situation, the Haitian political situation, right? So you have basically the United States making all of these different political and military efforts to wreak havoc on the island, right? And then coming in twice during Aristide's presidencies to basically destabilize a situation that the United States had directly destabilized. Aristide is re-elected in 2000. Again, has to deal with this destabilization campaign by the United States. And then we know that the most recent democratically elected leader that the United States has overthrown was Aristide in 2004, right? When the United States military forces combined with French military forces essentially forced Aristide into exile in the Central African Republic, which used to be a French colony, right, in Africa, and essentially criminalized the Lavalas Party, right? So basically saying that the Lavalas Party were thugs, that they were wreaking havoc, and that therefore this is the reason the United States needed to come in to stabilize the situation. So that's a little bit of the sort of political and military history of U.S. imperialism in Haiti. I gave you a little bit of the economic history as well. Keep in mind that Haiti has had to continually pay the interest on its foreign debt, throughout all of these years that I'm talking about, right? And even in the 2008 hurricane season, when Haiti was hit with 3 different hurricanes, right? World powers continued to insist that Haiti pay its $55 million a year, right, in foreign debt. So we can really see the way in which this nation, right, which had so much radical potential, this nation that established itself, right, as a beacon of hope and of freedom in the hemisphere, right, and for Black people throughout the world, is really the victim of a concerted campaign, of containment as well as exploitation of the economic resources on the island. So that was, I just wanted to give you a brief outline, brief history to help contextualize Jesse's wonderful talk.
Thank you so much for giving that context. That was really fantastic. And I hope it will go a long way to explaining some of the things that I'm going to talk about and share with you this evening. So it's hard for me to talk about this experience. You'll see why soon. But it's a lot harder not to talk about it. Just to have it be shut up at home and not share it is actually, the horrors that we saw need to be exposed and need people to hear them and to talk about them with the people and begin to figure out how we can address all of the injustices that were laid out here, but also this immediate crisis as well, that I hope to shed some light on with my presentation tonight. So I'll start with why we were in Haiti. My wife does HIV education there. She works with nurses and doctors doing trainings, and this most recent project she was working on was about maternal to child transmission of HIV. So we flew into the country. This was my second time. And my son and I accompanied my wife. I was doing the child care. And we came on Sunday to Haiti, the Sunday before the quake happened on that Tuesday. So we were just there a couple days. And I'll give a couple slides. I don't know if we need the lights down a little bit or. So there's my son. He kept our spirits up throughout this whole thing, and I don't know if I'd be able to even be here talking to you guys tonight if we didn't have somebody lifting our spirits throughout this horrible experience. And I should say this is in the restaurant of the hotel on that Tuesday. So this was lunch just a couple hours before the quake struck. We were just hanging out, having a good time. And there's the view from our hotel room where we were staying. And I remember vividly, it was like 4:30 and my son was getting really restless and he was crying. And I thought how nice it would be if my wife came home early that day. And she never comes home early, so immediately I tried to get that thought out of my head because it's more likely she'd be working like 2-3 hours late than she'd come home early. And by some incredible stroke of luck, she came in at like 4:50 early, and she came in and we barely had a chance to say hi when the earthquake struck. And just the fact that our family was together and we knew that we were safe and together meant so much to us. You know, the bed jumped up and shot across the room and everything is shattering around us. And my wife's from the Midwest and they don't have earthquakes out there. She's never been in one, so she ran for the balcony. And I grabbed her and pulled her into the doorway, and we rode it out. And it was terrifying, but we didn't know how bad it was because our hotel room stood up. There was cracks in the walls and things were shattering, but it didn't collapse. And so we went outside and there's people screaming and praying, and you know, it's pretty chaotic. But we still didn't have a sense, you know, even going down the stairs and seeing broken glass and stuff like that, we knew it had been a fairly serious earthquake, but our section of the hotel had stood up. So we didn't understand the level of devastation yet. And the next great stroke of luck for my family was that our cell phones didn't work, but there was one phone in the hotel that the hotel owner gave to us that still worked. And I called home and was able to tell my family I was okay. Told them we'd been through an earthquake. I didn't know much more than that, and I'd get back to my mom soon and let her know. Little did I know that would be the last contact I would have for a long time, because all communication went out, televisions, internet, phones, everything was down. So it was this next door to the hotel was the first thing that I saw where I thought, okay, this is pretty serious. If this building fell next to our hotel, and we were in Pétionville, a wealthier suburb of Port-au-Prince, if this collapsed, a better built structure, then what could have happened to the many concrete shacks that people live in all over the place, and you couldn't see them. Usually you could see up on the hillside, like the view from the hotel, you could see all the shacks, but there was a cloud of dust, of just concrete dust that basically blocked the horizon and you couldn't see anything.